We don't just have products and users, we also have the cart. And we haven't worked on the cart for quite some time. Now, from a relation or association perspective, a cart should belong to a user. And a cart then in turn simply holds products, many products, with a quantity associated to them. So actually we'll need more than one model. I can already tell you that. But let's work on the cart model first. I delete everything here and start writing it from scratch. I'll first of all import Sequelize by requiring the Sequelize package. And of course then I will also import Sequelize from my database file. So from util database like this. And then it's time to create the cart model with Sequelize define as we did it before. Name it cart. And a cart for me here simply has an ID. And that ID will be of type Sequelize string. Auto increment should be true. Allow null should be false. And the primary key will be true. And then I will export this. Now you might be wondering, where are the products? Well, we have to keep in mind that a cart should belong to a single user, but may hold multiple products. The carts table, however, should hold the different carts for the different users. So we'll not just need the carts table and model, we'll also need a new cart item JS file. And in there, I will also, again, I'll copy the code from cart, define a new model. I'll call it cart item though, and export cart item here. And I'll name it cart item here when I define the model name. And this will also have an ID, but then also a quantity. And that quantity will be an integer. Because each cart item is essentially a combination of a product and the ID of the cart in which this product lies and the quantity. Now, the ID of the cart to which this is related doesn't have to be added by us here because we'll again create an association and let Sequelize manage this. So it's time for some associations then. Let's go to the app.js file here. And in there, time to add more associations besides product and user. For example, a user has one cart. And for this to work, we need to import cart. So let's scroll up to the imports and let's also import cart here from the cart file. We also need the cart item. So I'll import cart item from the cart item file in the models folder. So these two new imports have to be added. And with them added, if we go down again, let's go back to defining the relations. A user has one cart. And a cart, on the other hand, belongs to a user. So this is basically the inverse of this relation, and it's optional. You don't need to add it. A one direction is enough. This setup here, either of the two approaches, will add a key to the cart, a new field to the cart, which is the user ID to which the cart belongs. Next, I will add my cart here and say that this cart belongs to many products. And on the other hand, a product belongs to many carts. It's a many-to-many relationship because one cart can hold multiple products and a single product can be part of multiple different carts. This only works with an intermediate table that connects them, which basically stores a combination of product IDs and cart IDs. And for that, I created my cart item model. I add a second argument to belongs to many, and there we add the through key, telling Sequelize where these connections should be stored. And that is my cart item model. So I'll add that to both belongs to many calls here. So now we got this set up here, and therefore, now we should have all the setup we need. If we now, again, temporarily, set force to true to ensure that we do recreate all tables as required, and we go back to the workbench and refresh all, we actually only see two tables because we have an error here. If we scroll up a bit, we see incorrect column specifier for column ID. So something went wrong here when SQLite tried to create our tables because it looks like we got some error in one of our models. And the thing is, the ID here in cart item, that should be an integer, not a string. Same in cart, should be an integer, not a string. Now this is looking much better. And now if we go back and refresh all, now we see carts and cart items here. And we can see that in carts, we only got ID, created it, updated it, and the user ID to which the cart belongs. In users, we don't care about that. We only have the user information. And in cart items, we have a combination of the cart ID, to which this cart item belongs, and the product ID. So now we got everything we need to manage our cart items for the carts we need.